Hello, gorgeous girlfriends. Welcome to Saturday Live. I'm excited to start a new series called Empowered Dressing. And today we are talking about empowered dressing for work. Because what are we supposed to wear to work now? Everything has changed since COVID. Those of us who are going into the offices for the most part are working hybrid. And even if you're going into the office, there's not much of a dress code or even an expectation of a dress code. I have heard this from across the world. I have got clients across the world, London, New York, Sydney. I've heard so many people say, oh my goodness, there's just no dress code. And now I'm confused about what to wear. Plus, then, we work hybrid. So we're seen from about this point up. And so, of course, sweatpants will go with a silk blouse. But then what do we do when we need to go out? Then we've got to continue to get changed. And it gets really confusing. The other thing that is confusing, there are three things I think are confusing at this stage of our life with regards to our work wardrobe. The second thing is it depends on which industry you are in, right? So if you are in an industry that is more creative and more kind of fashion forward, maybe advertising, maybe social media management, maybe you just work for a company that's kind of hip and happening and cool, then, jeans and a little blazer and some funky shoes could be perfect. Whereas if you're working for a financial institution, as an example, that could be different. But it still isn't the same kind of dressy that we've seen before. I know when I used to consult, pre-COVID, women were still wearing jackets and pants and, a little more dressy. Now it's almost anything goes, and that in itself makes it confusing. The third thing that I think is super confusing is perimenopause. I mean, girlfriends, I am passionate about sharing tips around how to dress for perimenopause and menopause because for me, this was a complete, it hit me from the back of my head, right? I was not expecting. I turned 50. I'm now 51. So I turned 50 and I was like, okay, this is great. And then perimenopause hit me. And it hit me at a time when I was going on to QVC on national television with 7 cameras. And I had to wear solid color clothing because the brand didn't want me to clash with the prints that were of the bags. And I couldn't wear baggy, you can't, on television, you can't wear big baggy things because you actually end up looking like one big blob. It's the same also in real life, but especially on television. So I really felt like I was going crazy. And I'm so passionate about talking about this now and sharing my story, not because I'm trying to compare myself with you, but because I'm trying to normalize this. Because you are not crazy, girlfriend. I went from not struggling with my weight, never really, I don't even own a scale in my house. I eat a whole food plant-based diet. I exercise. I'm fairly active. I live in New York City, so I walk a lot. I was not expecting to wake up one morning and look like I was 4 months pregnant. And that is what happened for me. And it's been a complete rejig of a whole bunch of things, like the kind of exercise I do, how much protein intake, etc., to try and find a balance, but still my body is changing. And so while we are going through these body changes, we need clothes that make us feel good to go to work in. We also don't want to have 5 different sizes in our closet. Can I hear amen for that one? I mean, I am having to give away I'm having to let go. I'm having to mourn some of the clothes that I used to wear that I got from Italy, because my body shape has changed. And although I'm pretty much I'm getting more into shape and I'm getting stronger, I don't know if it's ever going to go back to what it was. I don't know, right? But the thing is, I want to make sure 3 things. These are the things I want to make sure. First of all, I want to make sure that you have clothes in your closet that you can wear to work, that you literally can get up, throw something on, quickly get dressed, be able to do your hair and makeup super quick, and be out the door and know that you look great. Okay? Regardless of whether you are having a bloated day, a somewhat whatever day. Okay, because this is a wild ride, girlfriends. It's a wild ride. The second thing I want to make sure is that you are creating the look that you desire. You are creating a look that represents who you are as a professional. All right. And that is so important because personal brand, I know it's a buzzword. I know. But I've been working in the personal branding space for years before it was even a thing. Personal brand is really important these days because we are in a what they call a trust deficit. So if you are appearing online, which a lot of us are appearing online, let's say in LinkedIn or online in any platform that you are using to promote yourself as a professional or your business or whatever, and you do not look like you do in the pictures. And I don't mean that you have to always be perfectly turned out, because let's be honest, we are human beings and we are real people who have like time constraints, right? Like I don't have a whole bunch of people to style me in the morning. Do you know what I mean? So, but we need to look like ourselves. We need to look like when I see somebody online and I see somebody in person, they look like the same person. And so that automatically builds trust. So that's important. And it's really important to give some thought to what do you want? What do you want to portray? What image do you want to portray? What do you want to say about yourself? And this is not about creating a mask, girlfriends. This is not about being something that you're not. It's about really embracing and embodying who you are on the outside. Okay, so that's also important. And then within the industry that you're in. So, for example, I have consulted with people who are lawyers, but they themselves are pretty creative. And so we find ways, they may work for a fairly conservative law firm, but we find ways of bringing in that creativity and that uniqueness because who you are makes you good at what you do. So you need to bring that into your wardrobe. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. Like, how do you represent, if you are working for a company, how do you well represent the company that you represent and that you work for? And how do you also well represent yourself as the person that you are? Because who you are makes you good at what you do. So you need to bring yourself into that, and it needs to be sustainable. Okay, so all of that. I know. If you're feeling a little overwhelmed, it's okay. That's what this video is about. So today, what I'm hoping to do is give you some kind of outfit ideas, some conceptual ideas that maybe you can now go into your own closet, see what you have, and really kind of start to formulate things. I'm also going to be working with pieces and showing you how you can be super versatile with your wardrobe. Because let's be honest, when it comes to like hybrid working, we may go into a Zoom meeting, really important meeting where we need to look turned out, but then we're also going to go pick up our kids from school. So how are we going to manage that without like having sweatpants in the bottom and then having to go and quickly change? Or you feel like you're just out of place if you're dressed up for work to go in. So how are we going to do that? How can you utilize your wardrobe for the rest of your life, for the other parts of your life, to go out for drinks after work, to go maybe for a networking event, to maybe go also for friends, maybe on the weekend? Like, can you dress them down? Can you dress your things up? Can you dress them down? And can you have one wardrobe that actually works for all the different parts of your life? Also, the challenge. Game on, right? Game on. So, I'm going to start with some of the basics, right? I personally don't wear a lot of black. I'm just going to say to you, I do not wear a lot of black. I have two Siamese cats, and black is just like, it just gets on everything. And I also find that black can be pretty draining close to our faces. However, it is a good base, okay? But it doesn't have to be black. So your neutral colors can be navy blue. If you'll see last week, I actually started off the live with a navy blue pants like this, and I had a little fitted waistcoat, tailored vest is what you call it here, right? And to me, that is just, it's a softer neutral. Chocolate brown, we're going to talk about chocolate brown in a minute. Really great, softer neutral. But there's nothing wrong with using black, okay? Just kind of bring some color close to your face, bring some liveliness to your face, because we do lose contrast in our face and our hair and that kind of thing. So we can start out with like a good pair of black pants. But of course, we're talking perimenopause and menopause. And I was very excited. I'll share this because this is what we do. I was very excited. I haven't put these on in a while because I just haven't for some reason. And then I put them on and I was like, ooh, they are looser. This is so fun. Now, while these are actually pretty, like they're amazing because they don't have a waistband. They just have a supported piece on the inside to give that sucky inny effect. Very important. You must see what they look like before before that piece goes in. It's not as good as when the piece is in there. So it's a nice wide piece and it actually supports the belly. And it also, although it has a side zip, by the way, it has a side zip because it's much better to have a side zip if you have a belly than a front zip, because that overlap that can make more bulk around here and cause emphasis. But you'll see that they're super loose, and I actually can take them off and on without having to unzip them. But the zip is there just in case, right? And sometimes maybe you have like a much smaller waist and bigger hips, which is great. You've got that curve, and you don't want to stretch your pants out. You can unzip them. So it's important, girlfriends, that even your basic black pants, you don't necessarily have 5 different pairs. Like, okay, how bloated am I today? Which ones am I going to wear? And then you have to try them all on, or try 3 pairs of pants on just to figure out which ones are going to zip up that particular day. You know what I mean? So this is really like super comfy, and I can move around in them. They're super comfy. So they feel like they could even be sweatpantish, right? Like comfy, like super comfy, but they don't look it. And I could still wear this. I mean, we'll talk about different ways that you can wear it. Hello, Laura. Good to see you, girlfriend. Happy New Year. So now before, you may have needed a jacket. Okay. I don't have a blazer, like a black classic blazer. My classic black blazer is leather. I'll show it to you in a minute. I've had it for years, absolutely years. But an alternative to a jacket, and especially for those of us who maybe live on like the East Coast, or even, and we've got our coats, we don't necessarily need a jacket on underneath. A waistcoat, a fitted vest is fabulous because it gives that kind of chicness to it, but it's not a jacket as such. And then it can also be worn in interseasonal times as well. Maybe a bit hot for high summer, but definitely fine for the interseasonal. So most of the year you'd be able to wear it. And it gives that classic look. You'll see just now how versatile a piece like this really is. It can completely transform your wardrobe. But what you're looking for is something that's going to give you shape, all right? But again, something that's going to be comfy. Now, the other reason why I really love a waistcoat is, have you found like you get that back fat thing? I was like, I took my measurements. I was like, what? Like, why? Like, even my jackets feel tighter in the back. It happens around your bra. So you may have tops that you love and you put them on and you like, ew, like what's going on, right? And maybe you're in this, like I'm in this phase of kind of waiting for my body to balance. I don't want to have to go buy a whole bunch of more bras, so I kind of make do. Bra extensions, helpful. Thank you, Laura. She was telling me about the bra extensions. Add those little extra bra extension clip thingies, and then you can use just for comfort so that your bras are more comfortable. And then you can wear this over your tops, and it completely conceals. Okay, I know I have long hair, but it completely conceals any of that. And especially if you're wearing a solid color. That is really, really important, because a solid color, you'll notice, girlfriends, with a print, it's less likely to be seen, whereas with a solid color, harder to cover up. Again, solid colors are harder to wear, but you can wear it like this and you can pop it over. And you see, even if you're on a Zoom call, this gives a feeling of more professional, but it is not uncomfortable. And you can even, and we'll talk about this just now, you can even wear this with a pair of jeans and a t-shirt on underneath and a pair of sneakers. So you you want to have those pieces in your wardrobe that are multi-use, right? You can dress them up and you can dress them down. All right. Then you want to bring some fun to your look. Okay, so this is like the print is the fun, right? If you don't want to tuck it in, I like it tucked in because I like this little bow. I also like to bring a little bit of that femininity into my look, even though I like quite tailored, almost a juxtaposition between the feminine and the masculine. And I'm finding that women more and more are wanting to bring in that femininity. You can bring it in small ways that make you feel good. A simple example of this is like this comes with a little tie and it has the little bow there. And I really like that. Obviously, if I'm going to close it up, I want to remove that. Or if I am having a really bloated day and I feel like, I don't want to really tuck in my top and I want to wear it on the outside, that is fine to let go of that. In fact, I'll show it to you. Why am I just talking it through? Why not just show it to you? So you can pull this out. And again, it's going to be easier if it's a print because a print disguises, but you can pull that out. You can also, these tops are made longer so that you can rouge them up a little bit and have a little bit of that look there. And then you can pop your waistcoat or your fitted vest, as you would call it, over it, and you can even zip it up, right? So if you're needing a little more coverage, you'll notice also where the zip ends, it's above the belly. You don't want it sitting right on the belly so that it pops. All these little things, these are the things. This is why I design the way I do, because I have experienced some of these things and I've also been styling women for over 20 years. So, you know what I mean? I've worked with various different body shapes and sizes. Okay. So now let's talk about some other good basics that you can be wearing that will be fabulous for your work wardrobe. So it could be a black skirt, and we're staying in the black at the moment, and then I'm going to move on to another neutral. Okay, I'm just going to take these off like this because I can. Just a second, I'm going to step out of the shot for a not completely step out of the shot, but I've got tights on underneath, so it makes it easy for me to do this. But that's the fun thing, is that they really are that comfortable and that easy to wear. Okay, so this is the next option, is a black skirt. Now, skirts can be very challenging at this time of our lives. I have found that, like, if I've bought a skirt online, I've absolutely needed the waist measurement and I need to measure my waist. And then I have to think to myself, and then if I'm going to have a bloated day, that skirt is just going to be not possible for me, or it's going to be really uncomfortable. And I don't want that. So what I love is a wrap skirt, because a wrap skirt is super adjustable. Okay. And these wrap skirts wrap over. In fact, this one was the first sample. Yeah, this actually wraps over really nicely, but the other one wraps over even more. And so you're not going to feel like you're going to lose your skirt. So a lot of times a wrap skirt may feel like, oh, I don't know if I can wear a wrap skirt, because the wrap skirt is more like a pencil skirt made into a wrap skirt. What makes that problematic is that it doesn't give you much room to move without it splitting open. And then if you sit down in a meeting, whew, or heaven forbid, the wind blows, whew, right behind you, right? Whereas if you have this wrapping over, you are more protected. Plus, it also allows for body changes. And that's why I'm such a fan of this. What you do want, though, is something that has a bit of texture to it. Because texture, remember I was saying print disguises and print is amazing. Texture also works. Not quite as well, but it does work. And I'm going to come up close to the camera so you can see this. This is actually a mock snake fabric. And it is a stretch fabric. It also does not peel. I have had this for quite some time. It does not peel. You can hand wash it. It is fantastic. Okay. And I'm going to show you one in brown in a moment. But this is a really great skirt because it's got that texture to it. It has the shape to it. And then also for those of you who are petite, me included, I'm 5'3.5", a triangle hem, even if you're not petite, this is still a great tip. A triangle hem is really great because it's elongating and it doesn't really matter where the skirt lands on your leg, it's still going to look elongated. It also is shorter on the side than it is in the front and on the back. And so, therefore, it creates this long line going down the body. And you can also take it up higher if you want to, or slightly lower if you want to. It's up to you. You can do it either way. Okay. So you could also do this look and then grab the waistcoat again, like I said, and listen, girlfriends, you do not need a lot of clothes. You do not need a lot of clothes to have a lot to wear. You just need the right clothes. Whoops, that's the wrong way. Because it's actually the same inside and out. So I just have to remind myself which side I can actually zip it up with. And so this is the thing is that you can mix and match. You can have a few things and be able to wear so many different outfits. You could pop on a solid color top underneath this. You could even pop on something with shimmer in it, and it could be more like suitable to go out in the evenings. There's so many different ways that you can dress these things. Okay, now I'm going to show you a little trick, which is really fun. Okay, is that this can turn into what looks like a dress. Okay, so I'm going to step out again of the um, just for a seckaroo and show you this one. And the great thing is that these little components can actually mix and match and dress up and down, dress up and dress down, and make all different outfits and be so much fun. I'm just going to tuck this in as well. This helps as well. This is one of the things I love about winter and fall is that tights are very helpful in giving in a little bit of the sucky anything. If you get ones that have got the wider band at the top, they're fabulous to pull, to like kind of suck everything in. All right, so this now looks like a dress, but it's actually a skirt and a top. So you see the versatility. What's great about that is that, oh, one minute you're wearing a top with the pants and the waistcoat, or the skirt and the waistcoat, or on its own, or you're wearing it like this and it looks like a dress, and then you can wear the skirt with just a solid color top and a waistcoat. So you have all this versatility and different ways that you can wear it. Again, you could wear this skirt with just a plain fitted top and sneakers and a denim jacket. Do you see what I'm saying? It allows you that flexibility. And in fact, let me just show you that. So I've got on a body stocking on underneath it. So I'm not nude under here, but it may have a little bit of a double take. But now look at this, right? So now I just have a black top, and you could just have a top that's in your closet. Maybe it's the color, maybe it's ivory, maybe it's this goldy color, maybe it's just black. And then you pop on the little denim jacket, black denim jacket, and I can wear this on the weekend. Do you see? Or I can wear it for a casual Friday, like if I'm going into the office, but I don't necessarily have meetings, or I'm just meeting with my team, or you want to create more of a funky look. Again, you can create this. So it's going to depend. Maybe in your work, you have serious meetings and you have where you need to look more official. Maybe you're presenting, you're doing something like that. Then you want to wear maybe the dress, wear it as a dress so it looks more formal with maybe the waistcoat if you feel you need that. And then you have it as more of a casual thing too. So you have some days that you don't need that. You can mix and match and wear these things so many different ways. Okay. Now, let me show you an alternative to black. So I mean, black is fine. It is fine, but sometimes it can be very draining. And so I want to introduce you to brown. Brown works with a lot of women. In fact, if you are a darker skinned woman, brown can look like it's a nude for you. Now that is fun because then it goes with everything. It's like an extension of your complexion. It's so great. And you could wear it. So you can mix your black and your browns. Hold on, I'm just gonna pull this down and wear it with this skirt and then wear brown tights, brown shoes, and you're good to go. Or you could wear it with, hold on, I'm gonna show you this skirt, and this skirt is so much fun. And it is the same. Look at the fabric. I'm going to bring it up close to the camera. It's also a mock snake. This has sold really well. It has sold like freaking hotcakes. Luckily, I was able to get some more fabric. And it feels luxurious, but it is just the most divine fabric and the most divine skirt. So it looks like it's leather, but it isn't leather and it doesn't peel. That's the thing. Like I love faux because I prefer it to an animal skin, but I also don't want it to be something that's going to be uncomfortable. Like that's this is a really fun look. And then you could go with again, you could go with this kind of thing. So you could do a waistcoat. I keep calling it a waistcoat. I know you call them fitted vests, but vests to me feel like something more casual. Waistcoat sounds a little more dressy. Again, you can mix your black and brown. You can also wear the top. Look here, you can wear the top with it. So you can go, and in fact, if you click on some of the images, if you're on YouTube, you will see some of these products below the video. You can click on and you can go and look, and there's photographs, all different ways that you can wear it. So you could wear this with that, and it pulls the whole black and brown together. It is so much fun. But look at how good brown is. Brown is such a good basic. It works just as well. It's less harsh on the skin. It's a warmer tone. It just looks and feels good, right? And that's what we love. Thank you. Sorry. Okay, quickly. Thank you. Will you just, yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, girlfriends. I had to sign for that. And I'm here alone, so it made it complicated. Okay, so I want to show you now, though, how you can transform some pieces as well. Now, this again, you could wear casual, like you could wear it as a little, like I've got a leather jacket, a brown leather jacket. It's a vintage jacket. I absolutely love this. This was a new acquisition that I got. Um, it is just, oh, I just love it. So again, I could wear this a little more casual, just with the t-shirt, kind of make it a little more like weekendy, or I can wear it for the evening and wear a body stocking and make it a little bit more sexy. Okay. So you do you. You can wear it in so many different ways and have fun with these things. Okay, now I want to show you a little really fun trick. And then I think this is going to blow your mind. Okay. So a wrap dress is one of my favorite pieces for work because a wrap dress not only is super easy to throw on and fits really well if it's a good fit, and I'll talk you through what you're looking for in a good wrap dress, but it can be worn different ways, which I think you're not going to believe. Like I have been making wrap dresses for years and suddenly realize that these could be worn in different so many different ways. It's hilarious. Okay, so this is one of my wrap dresses. It is a print that it's a geometric print. It's a smaller print, which I don't normally do this kind of print, but I just loved it. I loved it because it feels very 70s. What you're looking for in a good wrap dress is a dress again that is going to give you a lot of wrap. Look, you can see because I have black tights on. Look at how far over that goes. Look at how it wraps over. So even if I'm walking in the wind, and it's not going to completely, I mean, it's very unlikely that I'm going to completely lose it. Obviously, if it's like serious winds, you may need to hold on, all right? But other than that, it's good. It's also got a lot of leverage as far as the bust is concerned. And this is one of the things that also, as perimenopausal women, our breasts change. I am like, I feel like mine are getting bigger. It's weird. Like I've always wanted it. Now that it's happening, I'm like, what is going on? It's like bizarre. So, they change. And so again, we need that flexibility. And if you still have really significant girls, then what you want to do is pop a cami on underneath rather than going for a bigger size. Because a bigger size sometimes isn't going to bring you bigger everywhere. I don't have much still. I mean, still my like little bit bigger is like minuscule. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, you can see how far up I can go. You can see how far up I can go, but I could also go just underneath and give a little bit of a V neckline, maybe with the top underneath, maybe not. So Laura says, I love my wrap dress. Okay, Laura has this exact wrap dress, by the way, girlfriends. And you can have it in the shorter length as well. She has it in the shorter length. You can see she did a virtual try on with me here in the studio. It's a few lives back, and you can see her in hers. But the thing is that with the wrap dress, it has a lot of comfort. It has a lot of flexibility. And because of the print, it's disguising the belly. Also, the tie is higher up, which is really important, especially as you're petite, because you want to make sure that it's higher up so that you can adjust this where you need it to go. Often, what I find is wrap dresses tend to have the tie too low down. It comes in too low down, and then what happens is it goes there, and you see what that does. Hold on, I'm actually going to tie it in. You can see. Do you see how that really emphasizes this whole midsection? We don't want that. What we want is to go high up into the waist, and then it de-emphasizes the tummy. It makes our legs look longer. Can you see what a massive difference that is? So where this comes in is very important. Where you tie it is very important. You want to go high up. You want to go higher than your natural waist. But now watch this, okay? So I'm going to have to take off my shoes because I'm not going to be able to, hold on. I'm not going to be able to do this with my shoes on to start. But look at how you can completely transform a wrap dress. And so it can go from like being a completely work outfit that is so easy to throw on and know that you look good, or hold on. Okay, well, just a second. Or you can do, and I'm just going to put my shoes back on. I never feel quite dressed on a video if I don't have my shoes my shoes on. Okay, just a second, because I want to show this to you. It's so much fun. This is something I discovered and I was so excited about. Okay, here we go. So you can take it like this, all right, and wear it as a duster. I know, right? You're like, what? How is that possible? But it is. So let me show you. Okay, whoopsie daisy. You can take it like this and then tie these ties together. Don't try and do this when you have it on because it's going to get all tangled and it's not going to look good and it's just going to frustrate you. Lay it on the bed, put it on a hanger, do whatever you need to do. Tie it like this, tie it loosely. Make a big bow though. Make a big bow. And then you can wear it as a duster. This is your favorite Tracy trick? Don't. Laura, I'll get to your comment in a second. I just want to quickly finish this one. So look at how fun this is. right? And then if you want to as well, you can pull it closer in and you can put a belt on it. I mean, like, so you can have just part of your leg. So you could wear, this is a great trick, girlfriends, if you work from home, because you could then have your jeans on or have leggings on underneath and do this, and it creates a whole outfit as opposed to it being something that's like just for work. Do you see what I'm saying? So one thing to bear in mind though is that you do need pants that are either like a slim leg or a slight, something like that. That's going to make a big difference. You want that slim leg or that skinny, because otherwise the volume is going to be too much. You don't want something baggy on the bottom. You want to balance the look, all right? The other thing that you can do, and this is something I discovered the other day, because I was also feeling a little like I put it on and I was still feeling a bit of the kind of like here, you know, I was still feeling a little bit of that, like, ooh, although the print is a lot better than the plain. Sometimes we just need a little bit extra of coverage, right? And again, so this is the thing, we need to just be able to get up and get dressed and know we feel good in the day. Because if we don't feel good, it affects how we it, it definitely affects how I feel. There's no doubt about it. Um, and so for me, it's about making sure that you have those strategies that, oh, oops, I'm having a blow today. No big deal. Put on the waistcoat. Or no big deal. I just style it slightly differently. Do you know what I'm saying? And that way you still look good and you still feel good, but you don't have to go through this whole like mind trauma thing. This mind, you know what I mean, the mind F. You don't have to go through that because you're not so focused on it. And that's what I have found to be true, is that when I'm wearing clothes that look good on me, it's much easier to be dealing with the body changes versus when I'm trying to squeeze into something that just doesn't work for me anymore. Okay. And it's easier to make better, healthy choices. And I'm not saying don't make the changes. I'm saying do make the changes, but the changes take time. And even with the changes, it's still a bit like this. And so it's like have those things in your wardrobe that will adjust, that will just roll with you as you go through this. So you have that important meeting, you have that important presentation, you have that whatever it is, that interview. You don't have to be freaking out to think, I hope I don't have a blow today. I hope I don't have a blow today, because then I'm just not going to feel good. Okay. That's what I want for you. And for you to have a wardrobe that mix and matches and works in so many different ways for you, so that you can have casual, you can have dressy, you can have in between, you can be dressed, you can wear things for hybrid work, and working from home, going into the office. The transition is easy. It's not complicated. That's what I want for you. And that it represents who you are. Okay, so Laura says, I'm not able to go too high on the top cross, but I got a little more confident to show a bit of cleavage one night, wore a body stocking the other night. That's amazing, Laura. Yes, so girlfriends, for reference, like she's got gorgeous girls. I mean, like I was like, wow, lucky you. And so what she's saying is like sometimes you don't want to go too high, because then that can actually kind of make your torso look shorter. Okay, so that's the nice thing, is that this is adjustable. It is, you can take it as high up or as low down as you want. However, when it's low down, when the hole comes in lower down, that's harder to do. It's much harder to do. So that's why I always put the hole higher up. And so it makes it easier for you to crisscross. Laura says Colorado is very best oriented, but the waistcoat takes me a step up and feel a little bit more chic. I'm gathering you mean like casual oriented Colorado. And yes, Laura, I do find that the vest is such a lovely piece to throw on over jeans. Okay, so let's talk about how we could take some of these exact looks and work them to go a little bit more casual and have a little bit more fun with things. So exactly that. And so I think, let me show you. So for instance, let me take this top that I put on, all right? And I have, look, I have the body stocking and I have a nude, just to give you an example. I have um, a nude bra on underneath. So there is this like double take, I'm not sure. But what's nice is that the pattern of the fabric disguises. So it's really nice. It really does disguise this kind of thing, and the pattern of it actually helps that a lot. So what I could do, and I have done this before, is I've worn this like that with a pair of leather pants or a pair of jeans, and I feel comfortable, and I've got that coverage where I want it and even here, but I feel like I have shape, I feel funky, I feel fun. Okay, so I could wear this on a night out to go and see some live music. My husband and I live in New York, and we do that fairly often, so it's a great thing to do. Let's say, for instance, you're in a kind of semi-casual or not that dressy kind of work environment, but you still want to feel chic, and you want to represent yourself in the way that you want to represent yourself. And so you could wear a pair of jeans with this top, and then you could have this over it. See, still gives you that kind of sophisticated, dressed up feel. Also, the details of like the buttons and the cuff gives you that look, but it's still more casual. Same top that you could then wear with the skirt, wear it as a dress. So it gives you that flexibility, okay? It allows you to wear this in so many different ways. One more I'm going to show you. And this is one of my favorite pieces. I really, really love it because it is so very versatile, is this A-line dress. So this print is a lovely print because I'll come up close to the camera so that you can see it. It's a dark print. And so it is a kind print to start with. If you are not used to prints, this is a great start. And this is a dress, it's got an A-line, it's got an asymmetrical. So, I mean, it's got an A-line look there. Sorry, asymmetrical hemline, which by the way is going to be huge for the season, like massive for 2025. So massive for the year. But what's nice is that this dress could be worn exactly like this. You could wear it if you're going out in the evening, off the shoulder, show a bit of shoulder. I've got the body stocking on underneath. You could have the body stocking or not have the body stocking. You can also belt it. I know I have the jeans on underneath, but it's more so that you can get a feel. So this can be belted and it could be worn just exactly like this for work. All right. And what's nice is that it's got more of a dolman sleeve effect. So there's less of that kind of feel around there. But then you could also, look at this, you can also wear it with the vest, the waistcoat. So again, and look at how that transforms it. So let's say you are having a really like, oh, I'm feeling just too bloated day. Okay. You can then pop the vest on over if you need that waist definition, but you don't want to wear it loose necessarily, or you don't want to wear a belt. You can wear it like this. And this is the fun thing. And this, again, can look great on camera when you're on Zoom from here up. You could wear it, like you can wear it with a nice, like, pair of flats and tights, or like, boots and tights in the winter. You can wear it so many different ways, but it's stretchy, girlfriends. It's stretchy, it's comfortable, it can be worn in the evening, off the shoulder, nice big bold earrings, really sexy. You can take a look inside. If you actually see the products on the bottom, on my website, it will click and take you directly to that product on my website. And you'll see we've done a whole bunch of photographs showing you different ways that you can wear these items so that you can see how versatile they are. But you can get that in your, if that is what's happening in your wardrobe, if you have these pieces, maybe it's just about thinking differently about them and making sure that anything new that you buy, that you don't buy things that are so constricting that if you have a bloated day, it's going to be a disaster. I've decided I'm not doing that to myself anymore. So even if I see something that I like, I'm not going to go, oh, well, I can wear it on a non-bloated day. Do you know what I'm saying? Because to me, then I'm just like, oh, what am I going to wear? Okay, then I've got to have like my bloated closet, my not bloated closet. And that's just too complicated for me. That is, and it sends me on a kind of internal spiral. And I don't want that for you. And I don't want that for me either. Because what I have found is that the more I'm relaxing about things, the more I'm actually shedding the weight, the more I'm getting the body that I want, the more I'm exercising because I love to exercise, and I'm eating good food because I love to eat good food, you know, as opposed to like, oh, trying to make it happen. Do you know what I mean? I think you know what I mean. All right. So girlfriends, this is just a taste and I'm hoping it's inspired you. If you need to take this further, I have two different options for you. So I am actually holding a in-person workshop here in New York on the 23rd, January 23rd. We only have capacity for 15 people. I have put the link in the description for those on YouTube. For those of you on other platforms, go to tracygoldfashiontips.com, click on events, and you will find it there. You can book for that. It is in person here in New York, and we're going to be talking about how to create a personal style that embodies your personal brand. So we're going to do more of a deep dive than what we did today. And then if you are elsewhere in the country or in a different country altogether and you need help, I do offer both online and in-person makeovers for specifically personal branding makeovers. And I have put the link inside of the description of this video as well. And if you are on other platforms and you don't have that in the description of YouTube, you can go to tracygoldfashiontips.com and you will see that there is a makeover page. And in the makeover page, it gives you the various different options. I do online, I do in person. There's a whole bunch of different options for you there. So I'm hoping that that's really helpful to you. Also, feel free to put the comments inside of the chat. And hey, girls, if you have not subscribed to the channel, if you love this content and you want to keep on getting it, please subscribe and like it and share it with your friends and do all that kind of stuff because that really does make a big difference. Like comments really help, even especially in the replay. So, well, even not in the especially. Always comments help. Interaction really helps the algorithms. Okay, so girlfriends, thank you so much. And I'm sorry for the little like disturbance of having to go and get my delivery, but this is live and this is what it's about. It's about being authentic. It's about being real. And just remember, girlfriends, you are worth taking a little bit of extra time, a little bit of extra planning so that you can get dressed and feel fabulous in the morning in 5 minutes. I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.